Hello. Hello. Today is an amazing day. I just got to say today is an amazing day. I don't know why. But it's amazing. It's amazing. How are you guys doing? So, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is, what if you're the one? What if you are the one? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do as I kind of get the cards ready and come to terms with it, I'm going to continue the meditation that I started as I was preparing this live stream. Okay. I'm going to continue the meditation, and y'all just join me and just join me. I'm going to hold up. Let me put the mic right by. Let me let you guys hear it for real. Whew. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. There. Just close your eyes and allow your soul to speak right now. We're just about ready. All right, guys. Let's get started. Let's just get started. I am in an amazing, amazing space within myself, within my life. I hope you are as well. And if you're not, I hope you have the courage within you to begin welcoming that type of space. Okay. To begin welcoming that type of energy into your life, into your day, at the very least, into today. Right. You have the ability to welcome whatever it is you want into your day, into your life. And for many of us, we don't consciously choose this. We feel like we don't have the option. We feel like we kind of are just at the mercy of however our day is. Not true. So far from true. That is the furthest thing from the truth that you could possibly have. Okay. You can choose exactly how your day goes. You cannot choose what happens, but you absolutely can choose how you receive it. All right. You can absolutely choose how you receive it. And it's my hope that today, a Monday of all days, I hope today is the day you decide to consciously take the keys and the steering wheel and begin heading your life towards the direction that you want to be. Heading your driving yourself down the road in a very conscious, very intentional way. What if you are the one? The one for what? Anything and everything, baby boo. Anything and everything. What if you are the one you are waiting for? What if you are the one for someone else in a romantic sense, in a savior sense, in a whatever sense it is? What if you are the one that's going to dismantle another person because they're out of hand in your life? What if? Let's see where this reading takes us. There is no link to the meditation. That is a custom track that was made for me, specifically for me by a very talented musical producer. If you would like him, and this is a very accomplished musical producer. I'm talking about he's working with really big names in the music industry, but he made that track for me. He doesn't do meditation tracks. He does a whole bunch of other types of music, but he made that one specifically for me. And he happens to be someone who I have taught my Kokoro 33 system to. So he knows how to hear frequency in a way that goes beyond just musical production. Woo! Yes. He was able to figure out without me having said a word. He was able to figure out the way it sounds when my soul speaks to me. That's what you guys were listening to. My soul speaks to me in song, and that is extremely close. And I've never told anyone the way my soul speaks to me. I've never told anyone the way Michael actually sounds. Do y'all want to hear how Archangel Michael sounds, what his voice sounds like? Do you guys want to hear that? Because we have these people who are creating an image, a caricature of this very archaic being, and he does not sound like what they say. I don't know who they're talking to. They're talking to a Michael, not the Michael. You want to hear it? I'll play it for you guys. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I won't play the whole song, but I'll play you guys enough of it. Oh, let me put the mic back. It even includes when Michael gets frustrated because I'm not listening, and you hear that tss, 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 tss. That's him flicking his wings. He flicks his wings to flick his irritation away. Sorry, I couldn't play the whole track for you guys. All right, let's get started with the reading. So, what if you are the one? What if you are the one? What if you're the one you've been waiting for? What if you are the one that's going to change your entire environment? What if you're the one that everyone in your life has been waiting for to step forward and create the ripples of change? I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I got to blow my nose. I got to just stop the camera for a second. I'm not a gentle nose blower, so I had to stop the camera and mute it. I'm sorry. I am not a gentle nose blower. I am very manly in my ways. Let's get started, guys. Death. You have to allow the ending of something in order for the newness to be able to come in, the newness to enter into the space that really has a lot to do with what you're clearing out, right? You're needing to clear out things that are no longer serving their purpose. And, I look here, Death, and I see the pumpkins, right? One of my kids, one of my younger ones, um, his one of his favorite holidays is Halloween. He likes spooky, creepy things, right? And so he loves pumpkins for whatever reason. Pumpkins and skulls. We have like pumpkin friends that live with us if we don't carve them. And I remember a few years ago, we had carved pumpkins and they were jack-o'-lanterns. And he wanted to keep them. He didn't want to throw them away. And it was this thing of like, honey, they're rotting. Like the face has caved in. We have to throw it away at this point. And he couldn't understand why, because he loved this pumpkin so much. He loved the pumpkins so much. And he's like, they're our friends. Why would you throw it away? And it's like, it's rotting. And I think for many of us, we have become such close, dear friends with our pain that we forget that our pain is not a part of us. It's not a friend, okay? It's not this lifelong partner that you need to keep in your life. Some relationships will start off strong and then at some point they'll fizzle out. That does not negate how strong it was at one point. The fizzling out does not suddenly negate all of the beautiful things that you've experienced with that person. But just because it doesn't negate it doesn't mean you hold on to that person. It doesn't mean you hold on to that environment, to that circumstance. So now you're being invited to let go of something. And this letting go is a very profound, very creative act, you know? You are stepping into this space of creator. You are creating for your life the very things that you need, the situations, all of that. Okay. Rebirth in reverse. You don't need to be reborn. You need to allow that portion of your life to kind of just settle into its resting place and just let that settle. Oh, Kelly, I've seen you comment about what happened with your son. I'm very sorry that you're struggling so badly. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I do spiritual communication bridge sessions, and that's where I can use my abilities to help you to communicate with your son. Okay. It's not a seance. I'm not channeling him. We're actually having conversation. I don't allow anything into my space. I don't allow anything to use my vocal cords. But if any of you in the comments have ever had a spiritual communications bridge with me before and it's helped you, please do share whatever it was you experienced so that Kelly can decide if that's some type of session she wants to have with me. So, concealment in reverse. These are things that are no longer going to be allowed to be hidden. These are things that are going to need to come to the forefront. These are things that many, many, many people have tried to bring out of you, either through adversarial methods or through just unconditional love and support. And maybe, maybe there's been a lot of things that um, have really caused you to feel afraid of people seeing what you have within you. We have to move past that. Okay. We have to really move past that and allow ourselves to begin the process of allowing more of us to be witnessed by other people, more of us, our most authentic selves, to be witnessed by us. Because for many of us, we've been wearing this mask, right? For many of us, we've been wearing this mask. Thank you, Ocean Lover. And we don't really know who we are at this point. And that's okay. If you're there where you don't know who you are, you don't know what you're here for, you don't really know what the point of life is, that's a very powerful place to exist temporarily. And it's a very powerful place to exist temporarily because it's when you ask the questions and wholeheartedly want the answers that you then open the channels for your soul to give you the answers that you're seeking. Okay. You need to allow those channels to open. You don't need to channel anything. You just need to allow the channels your soul needs to be opened. When you have resistance to your path, to your, you know, to all of these different things, like that resistance sometimes, especially if you're like me, that resistance is the very thing that will block everything. It will literally block everything. It will block your healing. It will block the development of your understanding. It will block your ability to have some forward progression. It will block your ability to begin some of that healing process so you don't hurt as bad. Okay. Um, you can't eliminate all pain from your life because pain is the greatest teacher, but you don't have to relish the punishment, right? There's a difference between experiencing pain as part of the process, like working out and your muscle starts to fatigue, it starts to burn. You can feel that burning, that discomfort. That's you understanding, like, okay, there's a process going on in my muscles. This is priming me for growth versus you just consistently, you know, hurting your body, right? That's like, you should not do that. But I understand how some people can find that as their preferred coping mechanism. For some people, especially those who, if you're struggling to understand why someone would self harm, I don't advocate for self harming, but I want us all to understand so we can release the stigma and support those that actually need the support. When you are someone who self harms, there is this likelihood that you have this pain that feels so disconnected, and you're seeking a physical connection to that pain, right? And so when you hurt yourself, it's like it gives an anchor point for that pain that just feels so all encompassing, so overwhelming. And then you can begin processing. Again, I don't encourage anyone to do any of that, but I can absolutely understand. And when you can see that sometimes some of the things you do, you might not, slice a part of you. You might not do that. But some of the things you choose, it's like slicing part of your soul, because you're trying to get some tangible anchoring. um you're trying to make sense of this pain you're experiencing. Are you aware, because I've come across quite a few earth angels, right? Are you aware that when you have a higher percentage of angelic coding, angelic genetics, um you have this chronic sadness? You're not depressed. You have a chronic sadness, this emptiness inside you that nothing ever fills. It's so difficult to be happy, happy the way humans are happy. Happy situations occur and you find yourself laughing with people and smiling and enjoying watching them enjoy themselves. But then you yourself, it's like, I have no reason to be happy. This world hurts. It hurts to be here. You might have a higher percentage of angelic coding in your etheric blueprint. You might. There's a high likelihood. I joke around a lot. I joke around a lot because I learned as a coping mechanism as a child. I learned that to be my coping mechanism, because if I'm not joking around, if I'm not entertaining you, even at the cost of me, then people will see that chronic sadness, right? I've even learned to kind of squint my eyes, to smile with my eyes. I taught myself this as a child, because if I don't, if I just have a blank face, people wonder why I'm so depressed. And I've learned to come to terms with the fact that I'm not actually depressed. It just hurts to be in this world. Does that mean I have some type of um, negative, very dark ideology? No. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm not eager to die. I'm just not. I'm not. Will I harm myself? No. Am I happy? Yes. Am I sad? Also, yes. I mean, that's just another aspect of me. That's the aspect of me that understands the way the world functions and sees clearly down to the core how much needs to be shifted so we can all have that peace. And that's the thing. Maybe you are the one who will have the ability to see the things that need to be seen. Maybe you are the one that will help people realize things about themselves just by existing. You're not necessarily being told to live stream or broadcast your emotions or any of that. You can if you want. I'm not trying to encourage you not to. I'm just saying you're the only one that's in control and fully understands how this message pertains to you and your unique situation. I just really want and need you to know you're not alone in that. You're not the only one that's experiencing that. Not to diminish what you're experiencing, but to diminish that sense of aloneness, because you're not alone. You really are not. Healer in reverse. So, for many of the healers of the world, we've all been conditioned to think that we are not allowed to be a healer unless we're healing only ever other people. One of the greatest lessons I learned, that my gifts are first a gift unto me, And then secondly, a very close second, a gift unto everyone else as well. This whole concept of I should not allow myself to receive, that I should give everything away, that I'm not worthy, that I don't deserve, that I this, that I that. All of these really draconian teachings. I'm not a Draco. I'm not draconian. That might apply to those who adhere to draconian law, but I'm not draconian. And if draconians have an issue with that, I don't give a shit. I outrank you. I don't have to do what you decree. I don't have to do anything outside of shine as a beacon of truth the way I was designed to shine. No longer hiding aspects of myself because I'm worried, like legitimately worried, that the people who are offended by the fact that I exist will be offended by the fact that I'm now sharing of myself so openly. I know I'm not the only one that has that struggle. It was a struggle once upon a time, and that time is gone. That time is gone. There's nothing anyone outside of me, there's nothing anyone can do to force me back into a space of hiding. You can't. Not if I don't agree. Find a depth of rebelliousness that overrides your fear. Someone write that down for me. That is beautiful life advice. That is powerful life advice. Find a depth of rebelliousness that overrides your fear. Because the moment you become rebellious is the moment you don't just remove the shackles, you smelt them and make them into something beautiful. You know, whatever was once the shackles around your wrist, you can easily melt that down and turn it into gorgeous bangles to adorn that wrist. You can absolutely do all of that for yourself. You have all the components that are necessary. You really, truly do. You have all the components that are necessary for you to establish an existence that's worthy of you. Banishment hex. It's time to really assess who is in your life and why they are in your life. It's time. It's time for you to banish the very things that need to be banished and have no apologies over it. None. None. No apologies at all. You don't need to apologize for now understanding what you are deserving of, what is not deserving of you, your time, your energy, your space. That is not something to be ashamed of. Having standards is not something to be ashamed of. I remember when I was way younger, I was like a teen. This is before I met my husband. I was talking to one of my guy friends, right? We're talking about like girls and guys and stuff. And he tells me like this person had a crush on me, that person had a crush on me, that person, you know, like he's telling me all of these things. And I'm like, why? Why? First, why do I need to know this? Secondly, like, why would they have a crush on me? I'm a little bit awkward, a little bit weird. I'm antisocial. Like, I don't get it. And he tells me, and I remember this, he tells me, because you have such a high standard, because you don't just give anybody the time of day. And I never knew that. I never knew that the people who are watching me just be myself found it absolutely irresistible that I was not just being passed around to whoever wanted to sample a little. Like, no, I don't even take phone calls. I'm just like, what do you need to call me for? I'm not just gonna give you my number. What do you need to call me for? Like, you can tell me right now, or like leave me alone. Just yeah, and they found that very, very irresistible that I had standards for myself, even at a very young age. I had standards, and it did not matter to me if it offends you or any of that, because who the hell are you to me, anyways? Seriously, who are you to me, anyways, that I have to cater to your insecurities? If you're not enough for my standards, then you need to start working on yourself so that you could be enough for my standards. And if you don't, that's perfectly fine as well, but leave me alone. Because I will not compromise myself, my worth, and what I know I deserve, even with casual connections, even with platonic friendships. I'm not that one that is just super social and wants everyone to be my friend. Like, I want you to feel welcome. I want you to feel comfortable. But honey, no. 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 Uh-uh. I have a single digit number of friends. Single digit. I know a lot of people, but I have a single digit number of friends because those are the people that I've taken the time to get to know. Something in my heart told me that I need to get to know them, that this is worth whatever risk at hurting my feelings. This is worth the risk. I'm going to go ahead and take that risk, get to know you, allow you to get to know me. And then, that's just going to be that. Take it from there. There's no expectations, there's no obligations. The people who exist in a way that make you feel obligated to do this and do that, no, those need to be hexed. I don't know about Michael goes, they don't need to be hexed, but they need to be banished. Like, banish them. Union. So the union, this is gonna hold on. Hold the phone. Michael goes, what are you doing? I'm looking at cards. I want to know what you have planned for this reading. Okay. There's a union that's important for you. Okay. This union has a lot to do with what you're learning for yourself, what you're learning in your journey. This stems from an upside down winter. Whatever happened last winter is kind of the very thing that pushed this forward, right? So whoever this is, they're coming home. They're coming back home to you. Maybe it's you coming home to yourself, right? There's a need to ground. There's a need to explore the health of the soil. I was speaking to one of the owners of Durango Botanicals. Remember that CBD company, Durango Botanicals, and Stefano. He was the main farmer, and we were having this super profound conversation about soil. Right. He's a self-taught farmer, large-scale farmer. He's self-taught, ridiculously brilliant man. And um, he was telling me, like, you don't have to use all those chemicals to do the conventional farming if the soil is properly amended, if the soil is healthy. The plant itself, anything that grows from that soil, will also be ridiculously healthy. It won't have the issues that you're worried your plants will have. You won't have the pests, you won't have any of that. And that's kind of what happens with your spiritual journey if your soil is not healthy. The roots are the most important part of the plant, because you can cut the plant down. If the roots are healthy, it can regrow itself. If the roots are damaged, if the roots are not healthy, they're not stable, the soil is not enough, then what ends up happening is you end up having very unhealthy plants that need chemicals and all sorts of other things. It's important for us to understand the gravity of what it is you're being asked to understand right now. How healthy is your soil? How healthy are you as a person? How healthy is your mindset, your perception of yourself? How healthy? Do we know? Because if you don't know, why don't you know? Well, because then you'll have people who exist in your life as a board to kick off of. You know, you're swimming, right? You're a swimmer. And you know how the swimmers, they have this board that they stand on and they kick off of that as they launch themselves forward. Yes, those are what those people are. They are kicking boards. Sometimes you have to recognize that quite a few people in your life are simply in your life to create enough agitation and discomfort to prevent you from settling. And then for many empaths, we end up bowing to these unworthy individuals. And it's absolutely okay for me to call them unworthy. It's absolutely okay to be accurate in my choice of words. People will tell you, "Oh my God, Emmy, that's so rude." I don't give a shit. Do you would rather me be a liar than someone who's blunt? No. No. Mm-mm. Just the thought of doing that gives me Forrest Whitaker eyes. You know, no. Nope. No. I would not rather be a liar than be someone who I naturally am, which is someone who's blunt and honest AF. You know, a memory comes to mind. This memory comes to mind. So a person was referred to me by another person. The person who referred me had a phenomenal session. The person who was referred, it was a recording. I had to record a reading. Um, I no longer offer recorded readings just to avoid the bullshit, right? So I record this reading and it's like, man, this is a really effed up scenario that I'm seeing play out in the cards. And I'm like, oh, dang, how do I say this? How do I say this? Like, how do I explain to you that you're your own fucking issue? And because you're a shitty person, you're going to live a shitty life. Ooh, I was like, girl, we can't be blunt like that. We can't. So I decide to be very politically correct. And I decide to dance around the topic in this recording and deliver it in a more politically correct, compassionate way, where it's like, okay, so you have to be careful about the people that you keep around you. Someone's going to betray you. And, you know, just be very, very careful about that. I know you want to be successful, but there's, you know, people who are gonna offer something and it's not gonna work out in the way that you were hoping. You're gonna get the short end of the stick and it's gonna turn out really badly. So kind of just, you know, make sure that you pay attention, use discernment, operate at the highest level of your integrity. And guess what? Guess what the reaction was? That I was rude. Honey, If you knew what the cards really told me. And that this person is like, I'm going to tell all my friends. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell your friends. Because, baby boo, if they're like you, I don't need no referrals. I will not lie to you. I will try my best to be as nice as I possibly can as I deliver the truth. But I don't see where the confusion is, because if you said you've watched me this whole time and you respect my work, you know I'm blunt as fuck. Where's the confusion? I didn't solicit you, baby. Where's the confusion? I will never lie just to accommodate someone's bruised ego. Just be glad I didn't say you're going to have a shitty life because you're a shitty person. You got a real shitty attitude. You use people and you try and social climb. You got a shitty attitude. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Just be glad I didn't say it like that, because that's really what the cards told me. That's really what the cards told me. There's no threat to me when people say, I'm going to tell my friends. Go ahead. Make sure you include all the email correspondence. Make sure you include all of it so they can really see what they're hanging around. Make sure you include all. And that's the thing. Never compromise yourself for the preferences of shady, unstable, shitty people. I could use other $1 million words. They're shitty people. Okay. Get them out of your life. For real. Get them out of your life. And you could be like, but Emmy, they're nice to me. I mean, it's other people. Honey, they're nice to you because either one, they will benefit off of you, or two, you are the pity party they need to make themselves feel better. Because when you're around, you probably have a worse situation than they do, and it makes them feel good. You're their charity case. Excuse me for being blunt as fuck in my honesty. But shitty people like that, that's why they keep you around. Tell me where I lied. Show me where I was just being malignant and rude. I'm a people watcher. I see people as they are. I see the things that they don't want other people to see, that they think they're successful at hiding. I see it. I see it. I often don't call it out just because I'm like, what for? You're how old already? And that's what I was thinking about that person. Like, you're how old already? Really? You've gotten away your entire life acting like this? You haven't. People have called you out, but you've turned around and blamed them. That's what it is. Those people need to go. This is something that's not a secret. Don't lie to yourself about people's place in your life, okay? You have way more ability, gifts, and potential than whoever this is. This is not going to apply to everyone, but you have way more than what they could ever have. And so you need to get out of their shadow so that you stop playing small. They're going to forever encourage you to play small. Listen, you can be like, but no, they want me to succeed. Never more than what they give you permission to succeed towards. Never more than that. You can succeed, but not beyond them. Not beyond what they say is okay for you to do. Yep. Yep. I was talking to someone, I was talking to a relative about school, right? It was years ago, years ago. And originally, I was considering going to medical school in order to become a cardiothoracic and neurological surgeon. I was going to specialize in cardiothoracic and neurology, right? It's going to be a lot of school. It's going to be really expensive. Most of my relatives are in the medical field. Most of them are nurses. And I had a relative tell me that I'm just doing too much with that. Doing too much with what? And it was this implication that I was trying to outdo everyone. I didn't realize I was competing or comparing with any of you. If I have the capacity to specialize in cardio, thoracic, and neurological surgeries, why would you tell me that I shouldn't? And then when I decided to no longer pursue that, not because I'm not capable, but because I realized I didn't want to be part of that industry, they were satisfied. And then, like a year later, I got the lecture of a lifetime about how I'm lazy and using my status as a stay at home mom as an excuse to be lazy. And I should at least aspire to be, like a medical assistant. Now, I'm not saying anything about medical assistants, okay? I know people who are medical assistants who are very good at their job, extremely intelligent, very stable in their life. I know quite a few. There's nothing wrong with being a medical assistant. But why would you discourage me from being a surgeon because I was trying to outdo a nurse? And now you're encouraging me to be a medical assistant. Oh, gotcha. You want me to succeed. You want to support me as long as it's not beyond your pay grade, as long as it's not beyond what you can flaunt. Right? Right. Like I could be a licensed vocational nurse, an LVN, but I can't be an RN, a BSN, because that's what you are. Gotcha. Okay. I'm sorry. It wasn't that you don't support me and my success. It's that I was aiming too far beyond what you were able to achieve. Mm, gotcha. I was confused. I thought for a moment there that you actually were toxic for me. No, but I was wrong, right? Because you do support my success. You want me to be successful, but I'm just, oh, that's right. I'm just being a bitch. Oh, because I didn't understand. I didn't understand that you were supporting me. You were just looking out for me. Right. Right. Gotcha. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? We all got someone like this in our lives. We all got at least one person like this in our lives. At least one. Let them be the reminder to continue to stoke your own flames. Let them be the reminder. Let them be the reminder. Mhm. Another person who had once shamed me because was like I was the only one, I was the only female in the family pool that didn't enter into the medical field, right? Like you had emphasis on had. You had so much potential. Oh, had. Gotcha. What else did you want to say? And they went on and on and on, trying to be my hype person. Like, what are you doing with your life? Like, you used to be the prettiest one in the family. Like, I was like, oh, so I'm not so pretty now. I'm not worthy of being in the family because I'm not as pretty, because you guys are prettier than me now. I didn't realize we were competing. And they go over the list of the things they've acquired in their lifetime. It was just like, just be quiet, just be quiet, 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 just be quiet, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah. And then I disappeared for a few years. And I became who I'm supposed to be, who I've always been, but have always hid away because of the environment that told me I was not allowed to be that. And then I came back. And they wanted to know what I've done since I've been away. Nothing, just working. They didn't think anything of that. Because, I've wasted my potential. I'm kind of embarrassing, right? And I'm in that group and they're talking about certain things. And then the topic of finances comes up. And how, like, oh, mortgages and yada, yada, yada. They know that I don't own a house. And then I kind of just chirped in, did you want me to loan you some money? Do you need a loan? And they all stopped and looked at me. Do you need a loan? I can wire it to you today. And they all had to pause. Like, what do you do? I'm a bruja. You're a what? For my work, I'm a bruja / medical intuitive. Guess you were right. I wasn't meant to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. I was meant to be a medical intuitive and morphogenetic engineer. I could recode your entire morphogenetic template. You have quite a few blockages and a shitty attitude. It prevents you from achieving the things you really want to achieve in life. But if you want that loan, let me know. I'll wire it to you. No rush to pay me back either. I know you're struggling right now. No one could say anything. And of course, I would get that label of bitch over my head for that. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't. I don't. I don't. That I'm just giving right back to you what you've given to me. To let you know, I finally found myself. And it's not that I'm flaunting success or anything like that. It's that I'm being the mirror you need before I exit again. Excuse me. You won't see me for quite a while. Unless, of course, you watch my channel. You're welcome to. But I'm sure it irritates you. Because these days I'm not so shy. These days I really don't care what you've achieved, and I'm not going to be quiet. These days you're going to hear a whole lot come out of me. Things ranging from, oh my God, you are so good at lying. Have you always been this way? That was really good. It almost felt like truth. If I didn't know any better, I would think it was the truth. Wow. Did you have to work to become this good at lying? Or is something you were born with? You're probably born with that, right? You're probably born. Yeah, right. Respect. First, respect yourself before you gift respect to other people. Respect is a gift. Okay. there's a certain level of dignity that you must always uphold for other people. You know, that unless they are intentionally being malignant towards you, please don't attack that dignity. They might not know any better. They might this, they might that, whatever the reason is. Don't become a lesser reflection of the very person that you despise. It's okay to despise people. If people have done wrong to you, if people have consistently, chronically treated you poorly, it's okay to despise them. You don't have to like and love everyone in that way. Okay? Let's stop that whole draconian teaching of you are not spiritual, you are not evolved, and you are not whatever else is ego based unless you serve as a doormat for people. No. Nope. What if you're the one? What if you're the one to teach them about the boundaries they continuously and chronically cross with other people? What if you're the one? What if that's your place in their life? What if, right? What if you allow yourself to have the confidence that you need, the courage that you need, you'll go ahead and have that movement. So here's the thing, confidence and complicated. You refuse to allow yourself to tap into that confidence and you try to convince yourself that it's complicated, but it's not complicated. You're trying to placate these bullies. My mama said it best when she called me bully girl, that I was a bully girl. Because I bully the bullies. Always have. I am very quiet and very introverted until you put me in the presence of a bully. At which point my advanced sarcasm and my advanced intelligence is put to good use at your expense if you're the bully. And my mom used to tell me, they probably this and they probably that. You don't have to be a bully. Nor do I have to be a doormat, mama. And if they don't like that I'm a reflection of them in that moment, they can do one of two things: either knock it off, or they can refrain from being in my presence because I will continue to be a divine mirror for them. I don't look for these people, but honey, if my life places you in front of me, that's my life inviting me to play and have some fun. Thank you for volunteering. Thank you for volunteering. I appreciate it because I don't get to do that often. And the fact that you volunteered, I appreciate that. I'm going to really have some fun. I am. Yeah. You have to let yourself move forward. You have to give yourself permission to be whoever you are. You have to really, really, really allow yourself. See, look, fragment. Don't fragment yourself anymore. For what? For people who are going to talk smack about you anyways. So a large portion of you like so deeply support me, right? So much gratitude for you guys. I can have all this attitude and like really just go on in a reading. And the people who really truly love me and support me, I could later be like, I am so sorry. My behavior is so out of hand. Like, I am sorry. And 10 out of 10 times, those who truly love me tell me, like, Emmy, listen, you had enough. They needed to know. You told them. You stayed within this space of grace and you let them know. You allowed us to witness it. And we learned from that how to enforce our boundaries. And I'm over here like, I was poorly behaved, though. I was poorly behaved. Yeah, I'm sorry for poorly behaving. And literally 10 times out of 10, the people who love me genuinely will be like, Emmy, it was necessary. You helped me to see that I can speak up for myself as well. And I'm like, but I was poorly behaved. How many of you have done that for me so many times? Not excusing or enabling poor behavior, but helping me to see that was the language I needed to speak because of the only type of language the person I was addressing could understand. Right? I once had a woman, we were in Boulder, Colorado. It was our first time exploring Boulder. I've shared this story before. She hit our car with us in it while we were parked. Like our car was not moving, it was not turned on. And she had the nerve to get crazy. That was my first encounter with a Karen. And I hate that term, but that's the only way for me to really give you a good idea of what I was dealing with. So this was a very entitled, over the hill, peachy colored woman who hit my car with us in it while we were parked. And she had the audacity to try and cuss my husband out when he tried to look at the damage. Okay. So I get out of the car to kind of just like, honey, calm down. Just get her information. We'll just report everything to insurance. Just calm down. And when I came out to tell my husband to just calm down, get her information. If you hit someone's car, you have to give them your insurance information and your driver's license information. That's law. And she refused. And I said, that's fine, honey. We will get her license plate, her VIN number, and we will report this as a hit and run. Don't argue with her. This woman, as soon as she saw me take out my phone to take a picture of her license plate, came charging across the parking lot. Honey, I may be Asian. I may be really small. You might see California on my license plate. Baby boo, I'm from Oakland. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. So she comes running towards me. I didn't even face her. I saw her out of the corner of my eye. And I just smiled. I was looking straight at my husband. And she heard me say in a very calm way, I'm going to jail today, aren't I? She stopped in her tracks right there. I will fuck your old ass up if you lay one hand on me. Bottom line. Speak a language they can understand. Speak the language that they can understand. Allow yourself to find the courage to communicate using the language they understand. Bottom line. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. If you're dealing with a person who deals strictly in physical consequence, that's what you have to communicate. If you are dealing with a person who deals strictly in legal consequences, that's what you have to communicate. You have to use the vernacular of the people that you are addressing. You have to. Because if you don't, then what happens? The miscommunication occurs. She knew right then, without me even saying it to her and addressing her, she knew I was ready. She knew. Because she stopped dead in her tracks. She was charging towards me. You best believe I had every intention of grabbing her clothes by her clavicle and just pushing her all the way across, jumping on top of her while she's face down and fucking her ass up. Oakland, baby. Don't think that I can't see you in my periphery. You charging for me this way? Honey. Akiro. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. Your new challenges are here. Challenges relationships face. Ooh. It's about challenges. That's why this reading is going in this direction. It's about the challenges you're facing. Am I advocating for violence, physical violence? No, I'm advocating for self defense. Let me say it again. Am I advocating for physical violence? No. I am advocating for self defense. Now, granted, if I had hopped on her like the horse that she is and started ground and pounding the back of her head, that would no longer be self defense. That would not be considered legally mutual combat. I would be the aggressor if she's that fucked up. Yeah, no, seriously. If the aggressor, the original aggressor, the instigator, is more physically harmed, more injured than you are, that's no longer self defense. I'm just saying that's no longer mutual combat. People think like let them throw the first punch and then that's self defense. Honey, not if you know how to fight and they don't and they're messed up and you're not. Is not. Save yourself some bail money. We got to work with a budget. Enter into a space of high priestess, allowing yourself to really, really, really dive deep into your truth and your power, allowing these challenges to help you form yourself, right? These challenges are not going to form you without your participation. Ooh, someone write that down for me. These challenges will not form you without your participation. They exist to facilitate your efforts to form yourself into the highest expression of your truth. Woo. What a truth bomb right there. Summon in reverse. Don't summon up the toxic parts of you when you're dealing with something, because those are the things that are going to want to rise first, right? Like for like. If you're dealing with a toxic circumstance and you're doing nothing but mirroring the person, up to a certain degree, that's, understandable. But after a certain point, you risk becoming permanently nothing but a lesser reflection of the very thing you despise. Is that all you are? A lesser reflection. Is that all you are? Because I like to think that that's not all you are. I like to think that maybe knee-jerk reaction temporarily, maybe conscious decision to respond that way temporarily, and then this upsurge of wisdom, knowledge from all of your previous life experiences applied into this situation, right? Don't allow the lesser people, the lesser mindset, the lesser behavioral patterns to summon from deep within your shadows the most toxic parts of you. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is the challenge. This is what you're going to be presented. And what if you're the one who's going to choose to exit out of that? Who's going to choose new patterns, new behaviors, new environments? Ooh, oh Lord. Belonging, House of Night. Ooh. Ooh, this is a period where a lot of your shadow aspects are going to come rising up and you're going to be tested. You're going to absolutely be tested. Let me just bust this wide open. Hold up. Yep. Ooh, okay. Okay. You won't be coming to conclusions outside of you being an individual needing to do this for yourself. You have to take an oath right now, to hold yourself to a certain level of dignity, self respect, and self compassion. Not for someone else first for you, and then for others. Whatever was forbidden will suddenly be allowed. This can mean several things. All these different situations that you've never been able to experience because your soul, your life, your environment, your whatever does not allow you to experience it, it might be allowed. Okay. It might be allowed, and you might be able to, I'm going to modify this message a little bit. Okay. Um, your frequency is doing great. Keep up the hard work, and you can jump into a higher frequency soon. Your frequency keeps going up. You deserve to celebrate. Do you know how frequencies rise? Most people are not capable of raising their frequency without the presence and full immersion into a trauma induced accretion cycle. Prepare for trauma. Prepare for trauma. That's like, that's all I can say. That's prepare for trauma. Okay. I have to have faith in all of you. I'm not as worried for me regarding trauma because I've experienced so much trauma in my life that trauma is my zen zone. It's the truth. You place me in an environment of trauma and I get real still. It's like I get very still and everything suddenly becomes clear and I become extremely efficient in the task at hand. I believe in you. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I believe in you. I believe not just in your ability to survive. I believe in your ability to go beyond survival and enter willingly, consciously choosing your thriving. I believe in you. And I hope you can feel the genuine nature of what I'm saying. I believe in you. I believe in you. I don't need to protect you from your process. I believe in you. And I think for some, I think you need to bookmark this part of the video. 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 55 seconds. I'm going to say it again. Hey, I believe in you. I believe in your ability to choose what you need to get through what you're going through. I believe in your personal power. I believe you won't just get through this, but you will choose to thrive. And I believe the thriving won't occur only after you've gone through everything. I believe you have the power to choose to thrive in the middle of it. I believe in you. Just take a moment. Just really let yourself feel that. Let yourself feel it. If I can believe in you, you can believe in yourself. I believe in you. Compassion and self-worth. Your self-worth will not increase until you choose to have more compassion for yourself. It just won't. The lack of compassion for self serves as a brick wall that prevents it from entering. When you don't have compassion for yourself, you know what happens? When other people have compassion for you because they see the truth of you, instead of receiving it, what you end up doing is believing they're either just pitying you or they don't really know you, so they can't possibly believe in you. Let me tell you right now, that's a lie. That mindset is a lie. It's a way to protect yourself from receiving the truth that you are enough as you are, and everything you've been through. You've had enough and you don't need to anymore. How do I know this? Because that was me. That was me for my entire life. That was me. And because all of you believed in me, I needed to begin having these extensive conversations with self where I would ask myself, why do I believe in one person who doesn't like me when I have 100 that do? They don't just like me, they adore me. Why? Why do I accuse the ones who love me of being the liars? When it's the one who doesn't like me, why don't they like me? Because they believe in me more than I believe in myself. And their belief in my abilities and my value, my worth, makes them feel insecure. Emmy, knock it off. Knock it off. Listen to the ones who aren't afraid of your greatness, not the ones who are afraid that your greatness will showcase their lack of any such thing. Took me a very long time. Very long time. But it was worth it. That investment in myself, the ability to find the courage to dig up the compassion that's worthy of me. Y'all, you deserve the same depth of love that you immerse even complete strangers in. You deserve to be loved in the exact same depth that you love other people. If you do things without any desire of acknowledgement, if you do things without any plans of holding it over their head, it's not a transactional thing, you just want to help and just leave it at that, you deserve that same kind of love back. Mm. Mm. Ocean Lover's going to be mad at me. You're going to be mad at me, okay? Michael's telling me to call you out. Okay. I highly respect you. I'm going to let you decide if you're going to allow me permission to say what Michael's telling me to say. So, Ocean Lover, do you give me permission to say what Michael is telling me to say? He says you don't need her permission. Yes, I do. I'm not going to say it unless she gives me permission. I'm not going to talk about her as though she's not here. Ocean Lover, What say you? She's not answering. Ocean lover. She is dead silent. Wait, who? Ocean lover, you. Ocean, do you give me permission to say what Michael is telling me to say? She just put laughing faces. Oops, sorry. She's bracing herself. I assume that's a yes. Okay. So I was talking about how there are some people who exist who they give regardless of what their situation is. They give. There's no expectation outside of being able to just help other people, right? There's no expectations of excessive gratitude. There's no favors. It's just I want to help and I'm going to help and that's that. An ocean lover is one of those people. And regardless of what's going on in her life, she continues to help and to give and to really withhold from herself even the things that she needs as long as everyone else is okay. So, I'm just going to privately message you really quick. I'm nervous. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me, okay? I'm just going to privately message you really quick on Facebook. Because there's something that Michael wants me to say. That's a precursor for what he wants me to say. And he keeps telling me he's getting mad at me and he's totally like, you don't need her consent. Yes, I do, Michaela. Stop it. Be a little bit more patient. Okay. So Ocean Lover is part of a project that I'm doing. And oh. So she'd never allow me to ask people for donations. Okay. She just would never allow that. She just never would. She wouldn't accept it. None of that. Because that's how she is. I'm going to make you cry. She uprooted her entire family to support me in my dream. of opening a sanctuary. In her support of me and the sanctuary I'm trying to build, she uprooted her entire life and destabilized herself. And I know she wouldn't allow me to ask for donations because we didn't raise the 10 grand to make all of the move and everything happen in the way we were needing. Things are a little bit shaky right now, which is not a bad thing. It feels so right. It feels like the components that are necessary are present. But I was talking to her about it, and I was talking to her about creating baked goods because I have a whole bunch of recipes, especially for people who struggle with their ascension symptoms. I have a whole bunch of recipes for baked goods, for confectionaries. And we're about to load all of these products onto the Soulworks Synergistic website so that she can begin having some income in order to restabilize herself and her children. And she doesn't ask me for anything. She still continues to try to give. She was in the middle of relocation, literally in the middle of nowhere. And I sent a message to my board to let them know, hey, I'm sorry for the late notice. There is a mom that needs help. She's a single mom with 5 children. As soon as that message went through and she saw it, she pulled over. She halted her relocation process. And she's like, what do I need to do? And I was like, girl, you are in the middle of relocation. You are in the middle of nowhere. Do not do anything. Do not donate anything. Do not stop your travel. Don't stay in the middle of nowhere on the side of a road trying to, like, stop. I will literally be mad at you if you do that. She never asks. Ever. Ever. So she's certified in my program. Michael wants you guys to know this. My program is not cheap. That requires a major investment in yourself. And as this program was first being launched, my brother became sick. And so I did a GoFundMe for him because I needed to raise a large quantity of money to pay for all of his medical, all his medicines. He had an IV drip, a constant IV drip, and these things were not going to be covered by insurance. Each bag of Milvernone was something like $600 or $700. I need to raise a lot of money really fast. He needed a new bag every 48 hours, right? And that was constant. And Ocean Lover, she had done the payment plan. And she messages me and she's like, everything I pay for the program, please gift it to your brother. And that was a lot of money already. And I told her, I want you to be able to receive just as much as you give. So whatever you've donated to my brother, thank you for that. You are now going to become my special guest for the certification program. You don't have to pay anything else. You are now my guest. You know what this heifer did? She continued to pay, regardless of what was going on in her circumstance. She continued to pay. And when I told her to stop, she didn't stop. And she said if I was not going to accept it as payment for the program, then to just continue to give it to my brother. She's that type of giver. And anytime there's someone that has some type of need, again, regardless of what her situation is, she is the first one to contact me and be like, all right, what do we need to do? Do you need me to do anything? Let's do this. And so I'm just letting you guys know this. I know you know what? I don't care if you'll allow me. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm going to create a link. And if you feel so moved, this is going to be a donation link for hold on. Let me call my husband. I don't know the password. Hold the phone. Clearly, this was not something that I was planning. All right. I wasn't planning any of this, so okay, there. Oh wow, it just let me in. That's a sign. I'm going to create a link. And let's see. And if you guys want to help me as I go ahead and get everything situated, all right. Here's the link. You can be mad at me. um, you can go ahead and be mad at me. That's fine. And if you guys are okay with it, and you want to wait, we're going to be making confectionaries like all my truffles. We're going to make all the different variations of truffles. Ocean Lover is a phenomenal cook. Oh my God. She's a phenomenal cook. And so we're going to also be doing some authentic Southern baked goods. I heard about her pound cake. I heard. I'm going to personally also make various types of completely grain free baked goods. If if you donate there to that link, that's tax deductible because that's going to Soulwork Synergistics. It's going to the church. Um, Ocean Lover is on my board. She's a member of the executive board of our church. So we'll go towards her directly. If you definitely, you need something tangible, um, give us a couple days. We're going to set everything up because they're quite a distance from me. And it's going to take me some time to create space in my schedule to be able to drop off all of the different materials they'll need. But we'll have all these different baked goods. If you have all sorts of food allergies and whatnot, uh, don't worry. I'm really good at that. I'm really good at making things that will accommodate food allergies. Need to see it on. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Teresa. She gonna be so mad at me. Girl, it's time for you to feel the kind of love you give everyone else. Seriously. You are the biggest giver. You never expect anything in return, ever. And it's time for us to be allowed to love you just as deeply as you show love to everyone. So let me just pin that link. Hold on, guys. You. Let me see. So I would rather you be mad at me than Michael be mad at me. Because he takes things to a whole nother level. At least you're gentle with me, you know? Okay, so she's not mad at me. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that link will be open for as long as it's open. Yeah. Thank you for that. As much as a tasty and yummy thing sound good, not waiting. Thank you for that. It's going to go a very, very long way. Her kids are starting school, and, I know she's not going to allow me to get school supplies and stuff for them. I don't even want to ask because then I'm just going to be like, ew, you know. But it will definitely help. It will definitely help. And I know she's absolutely the person who doesn't want to just accept, like she wants to do something in return, something in exchange. We'll get the opportunity to do that. It's just going to take a few days. Sorry, Ocean. Okay, so gratitude in reverse. Um, Finding it difficult to have gratitude for some of the struggles you've been through. That's normal. That's okay. All right. That's definitely okay. We have to allow ourselves the time to process, having patience with your process. That's absolutely necessary. Being patient with yourself. It's time to let go of these situations that really cause you to be upside down in your sense of integrity, in your sense of what you should do, what's been happening sometimes is so ridiculously difficult that we could be tempted. We could be very, very tempted to enter into a space of questionable logic. It doesn't make you bad, but it's just logic that you wouldn't normally use. You know what I mean? This girl. Yeah, we had to at you like that. We had to. She said, thank you guys. For those who are on Facebook and can't see, she's over on YouTube. She said, thank you very much. Shadow self and celestial teacher. This upside down shadow self is your celestial teacher. Again, be prepared for trauma. I don't know what kind of trauma, but something that's very, very, very intense. It could just be a moment of self realization. It could be something from your past, coming forward. It could be all sorts of different scenarios that really test you, that cause you to visit different parts of your logic, different parts of your processing to see what you will choose. It's not necessarily tempting you to be evil or wicked or any of that. It's absolutely encouraging you to explore these parts of yourself that maybe you haven't been allowing yourself to fully explore because of your fear that it would turn you dark and evil. And, no, the truly evil people, they don't question any of this. They don't. They always have this reasoning as to why their behavior is not flawed, why their logic is not malignant. You guys, if you consistently question if you're going to hurt someone, if you're worried that your actions or your words are going to be received the wrong way, and all of these different insecurities. Um, I highly doubt you're a wicked person. Wicked people don't have those experiences. They're focused on consumption. Who can they consume next? What resource? What person? What, you know? See yourself the way I see you. Just really see yourself the way I see you. Allow yourself to really, really be oh, thank you, Miss Dunham. You guys are amazing. You guys are just I'm gonna cry. Ocean lover. Girl. Do you know how loved you are? You're about to see how loved you are. I'm gonna pull one last card because I see I'm running out of time. Working towards being ready for the divine kebab skewering. Ooh, oh, I love this. I love this. This carries with it such a beautiful, beautiful frequency for all of us. Woo, woo. Mm-mm-mm. Here we go. The impossible made possible. Card number 9, 9 being the number of divinity at 944, 79, 9, 142, 44, 100, 944, 79, 9. Oh, let me say. All right. Love brings the sea into boiling and turns a mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shudders the earth with its magnitude. She spins, this great earth goddess, upon invisible strings amongst the wildly pulsating ballet of life. Stars are born, live, and die all around her. Life moves in constant flux, and still she spins in her great, loving, constant dance. How can this be? All of creation is born from nothing. Out of endless silence and darkness, light emerges. What strange magic is this? The sun heats the solar system and burns with a power to destroy life, yet it's a force by which life is sustained. Surely this makes no sense and cannot be. We dance in the realm of the impossible made possible constantly, you and I. We are so engrossed in it, so familiar with it, and yet blind to it, that these constant impossibilities happening in every moment fail to inspire us. Yet, what are your biggest, boldest, most extraordinarily impossible dreams compared to this great impossibility of life itself? They are but tiny seeds in the Creator's masterful hand, being now planted in the heavenly garden. Yes, they are being planted right now, for the moon tells us the time is right. Most tenderly shall they be watched over, nurtured into fullness according to the season. Yes, that growth is assured. The impossible is now made possible. We only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. The divine has recourse to all that is and all that is yet to be. Is there any limit to the resources of the heavens? No. So then, why has not every impossible dream now been rendered possible, indeed manifest in shining glory upon earth? The human heart knows everything and vision can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear, so much so that it will not listen to the heart at times. That fear is a childlike nightmare that, should you offer yourself up to the sacred loving power of the great creator, you might be found to be lacking. And that's the thing. Are you afraid to be found lacking? Are you afraid that you, as you are right now, so beautifully and perfectly created and designed, that you are not enough. You are so enough that Creator believed in you so much that you came into physical form. Really let your mind wrap around that. Really, really let your mind wrap around that. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of that profound rejection and then avoids confronting it directly at all costs. It creates barriers instead, truly nothing more than lines in the sand, yet believed to be forts. But what strongholds can resist love? It's like water. It seeps into every available space and changes form to survive in every environmental condition. With unfailing intelligence, it creates life from stream to ice, rainfall, the river and ocean, rain descending into snowflakes, snow capping the peak, expressing itself with beauty and genius. It nestles under the earth and rises to the sky, only to return to the earth again. It will erode blockages and prevail no matter how long that process takes. It carves the earth into shape and form. Where it is, there is life. Such is the adaptable intelligence and persistence of water, just as the power of love. Hmm. Did you know that you're made primarily of water? I believe it's about 70% of the human body is made of water. More than half of what you are has this power. You can cultivate and carve away at your life. Carve away the things that are unnecessary, the bulk that takes away from the form, from the aesthetics of you. So now you're guided by this loving power to drop the doubt. A lot of what you're going to be etching away is the doubt and the people who support that doubt, the people who continue to propagate the seeds that blossom into doubt. Those are the ones you need to rip out of your garden, put them in the bonfire. Shed the incredulity and open up the mind. Allow your imagination to be inspired as though you're a child in a great garden, hearing the breath of the earth and the wind whipped leaves and the voices of the ancestors in bird song. The universe wants something to happen for you, something beautiful, something utterly improbable, and something perfect for your path, your own unique divine destiny. Your mind will wonder if it is even possible. People around you may wonder the same thing, but your heart will burn for it to become real, to become more than a fantastic, improbable dream. You'll want it with all your soul. You may not even be consciously aware as yet what this great desire is, but your heart knows. It holds the secret knowledge and will unveil it when your mind can handle it. When your heart is much more powerful than your mind, you won't unintentionally block the incredible grace of manifestation, seeking to pour into your thirsty soul like the sweetest, purest waters of blessings. I love that. Mm. If your cup is dirty, if it has been filled with toxic waters, you first need to empty that. You need to rinse it out. You need to lather up some soap and get all of that toxicity out. Really cleanse that cup before you allow yourself to be refilled. I think many of us are approaching this place within our life where, as empty as we already feel, our life is emptying us even more. And it's this thing of allowing the process to occur, not necessarily embracing and celebrating your emptiness. No, any sane person would feel that emptiness and take it as a negative thing. That's okay. That's normal. It's a normal part of your process. Because as you begin to emotionally and energetically, mentally reject that emptiness, that then primes you to begin seeking out that which will fill you. I can't wait. I can't wait. What I will do with Ocean Lover, with Lindsay, with the rest of my board, I cannot wait to be able to support thousands of people at a time, to provide for the basic needs of thousands upon thousands, and eventually millions upon millions, and then ultimately billions upon billions, until it's everyone. This is the start. The pieces are in their proper place. This is the start. You guys are here at the ground floor. Can you feel that? I feel something amazing shifting. It's like, how would I describe this? It's like if you've ever been to the seashore, the shoreline, and the tide is out, right? It's low tide right now, and all of the tide pools are exposed. And you hear the constant crashing of the water, the waves on the shoreline, and that becomes like white noise. And it kind of lulls your senses. It's a really beautiful feeling. And it's like this sense of when the tide starts to come in, there's not this huge announcement. It's just suddenly more and more water. It goes further and further up the shore. And the tide pools that were once exposed are suddenly not so exposed. And all the things, the living things that are in those tide pools, which are basically trapped water, these are living things that are trapped in those puddles of water until the ocean returns back to take them home. It's like that. It's like that. It's like the ocean is coming back. And all of us who have always been part of this greater whole known as the ocean, that collective energy, it's like this feeling of us coming back home to us. And that the limited resources that we had in this very finite tide pool, it's going to be replenished. It's going to overflow. We're all going to be covered, the entire shoreline, whether you're a little hermit crab, whether you are part of the seaweed bed, whether you are a pebble on the beach, a grain of sand, whatever you are, the ocean is coming back. The water is coming back, not just to rinse us off before it disappears again. It's coming back to completely cover us in its grace, in its richness. I love that. I love that. I love that. I want to just take a moment whenever I ask for support from you guys, and you guys do while I'm live, which I try to minimize that as much as possible. I want to acknowledge those who very quickly jump in to support. So we have Teresa, we have Eric, we have Catherine, Judy, Miss Dunham, Rosemary, we have Kimberly, we have Kevin, Angela. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I wasn't planning on Adding ocean in that way, that was nowhere in my thoughts. Michael brought it up in the middle of the live stream. It means a lot. It really, really means a lot that you guys are just so consistent in your support. And I don't want to say that those who are not able to immediately support, you're not as valued. No, no, no. You are also valued. Your presence is valued. Your well wishes are valued. But I also want to take the time to really just, publicly, like, I want everyone who consistently, regardless of what your situation is, I want you to get the proper recognition of the person you are. That is what I want. That is my intention. And I hope that's clearly communicated. It's not like, well, if you want your name said out loud, you got to do it right. No, no. See, the ones that consistently give, whether I'm still live or whether it's done, they never seek out the attention. They never seek out the recognition for the kind of giving, loving, supportive person they are. It's much like Ocean Lover. That's how she is too. I want this to be the space where you get the proper recognition for who you are, how you support the community, how we come together. It doesn't matter how much you donate. It doesn't matter. A $1 donation is not less valuable than a $100 donation. I have a deep appreciation for any love and support that you give. I want to make that very clear. This is a community. This is not some like, okay, let's see what we can get today. No, no, no. I want to make sure you guys get the appropriate recognition. Okay? Because I know y'all are just like Ocean Lover. Y'all are just like Ocean Lover, seriously. There's quite a few of you that are just consistently, it is anytime there's a need, consistently, ding, you're right there. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. Even those of you who you're in a situation you can't donate anything, but you're so quick to message and be like, you got to give me a few days. I got to get something situated. And then I can send this. And I'm usually like, boo, stop. I don't want you to be in a situation. But just a fact like, oh my God, you care so much that you're like trying to make sure you can fit in, like, you don't have to do that. But I so deeply appreciate you wanting to. There are just no words. There are not enough words to properly articulate the depth of my appreciation for you guys. There are just not enough words. Not enough. It is absolutely a community of beautiful souls. And I hope you guys feel very part of this community because you are an intrinsic part. I might be the most visible one, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. You're a very important part of my mornings every day. All of you are such an important part. And oftentimes, what happens in this space that we share programs the rest of my day, how I will see everything, how I will see the world. And I really want to take a moment to let you guys know I started today already feeling amazing and just being absolutely in love with life. After today, after this live stream, it gave me all of the confirmation and validation of why I'm so in love with life. We're already the change we're seeking. We're already it. We're already coming together as community, helping each other. We're already doing it. And it's going to continue to expand. And I tell you guys right now, those of you who have been present all the way up till now, you join me every day and you're commenting every day. And do you think I'm ever going to forget your names? No, never. Never. You are part of what gave me the courage to be the one that I am. Let that sink in. How powerful are you that you were able to give me the courage to be the woman that sits before you right now? If you don't understand the gravity of that, find some of my first videos uploaded here on YouTube. You'll see how your love has caused me to blossom. You will be able to witness the type of growth that I have lived through because of your presence. I hope you go and look for it. I hope you go and look for those videos. They are so embarrassing and I want to take them down, but I don't. I don't, because I want whoever seeks it out to see how your presence made me blossom. And I hope I do that for you as well. I hope that I can reach a point within myself and within my achievements in life that I can provide you a space to blossom as well. If I haven't already, I hope you give me the opportunity to. And I hope I do that very soon. You guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I will be live again tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard. Oh, no. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow is Ocean Lover and Emmy Day. Ocean Lover and Emmy Day. Ocean Lover and Emmy Day. Thank you, Jennifer. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we're going to be doing the Soul Sanctuary. We've already begun working on the topic. Ocean, I'm going to message you. What in the world? My phone randomly decided to open Pinterest, and it is some tantric type stuff. I just like, what is going on? I don't look at art like that. Oh my God. This one's a good one. There you go. Okay. This is art. You can't stop me. Let me stop. It's too much. I gotta stop. Y'all, see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be doing the Soul Sanctuary podcast. Bye, everyone.